One you played in 1993, and you wanted to tell a few stories about that one.
Yes, so this was, things were going very smoothly. So in every interzonal you have a required plus score which you think will get you into the candidates. And I very quickly got to my +3 and I was feeling very good about it. Then I had this never-ending draw against Valery Salov. And then the very next round I went and lost to Boris Gelfand. And that threw a spanner in my works because suddenly from the required plus score, I had dropped half a point. And this is quite important because very quickly everyone has hit their plus score and then they stay there. And they become very cautious. So it's very difficult to replace someone. You have to get back to a plus score and hope that it's enough now. So it was a big accident for me and it kind of spoiled my mood for a while. Because every day you're trying to win, but sometimes when you're pushing very hard and you desperately need something, it doesn't come easily then. So I remember every day I would come and all the players who had made the required plus score, they were finishing very quickly in very cautious games and heading off. And I envied them because they were all hanging out in the lake in this beautiful summer, and there I am punching away, trying desperately, and I didn't make any progress. I didn't win any game. Then finally I was hoping to beat Viktor Korchnoi, and I was totally busted. He outplayed me. And I sat there trying my best not to lose this game, but I understood my tournament was down in flames because if I drew that game, then even if I won the last round, it wasn't going to be enough. But by a miracle, poor Victor blundered a piece. I felt really bad. I mean, I've often escaped against him, but I remember he actually let out a sound. Something like he put the thing and I made my move and then he went, ow, or something like that. It was a cry of pain, and it's something I have recognized myself that has happened over the years to me quite often. So, but you know, what can you do? We are competitors, and I took my point and I was very grateful for it because it gave me a little bit of hope. Then in the last round I had to beat Sveshnikov. And there was a funny story where I went for the Rosa Limo instead of allowing the Sveshnikov which would bear his name. I went for Bishop B5, and during the game he told me, smart boy, or something like that. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm playing a game which is very important. We're going to qualify and he's kidding around here. So I didn't get an advantage. He equalized, I drew. I resigned myself. I thought, well, then I don't qualify and that's it. Which was a pity because I was clearly the number 3 or 4 player in the world by rating, and I expected to qualify. And it was a huge blow not to qualify. So I analyzed with the thing, and then at least there's a kind of relief. Whether you qualify or not, at least you stop banging your head against this wall. And I went home. And of course, if you couldn't follow anything from your hotel room in those days. So no internet, exactly. So I would, I didn't even see any need. I went for a walk and just enjoying. Then somebody bumped into me and said, by the way, you're still in contention. I said, that's not possible. There were 5 boards which could have threatened my position. I said, yeah, but this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And so why don't you go have a look? And after that, I didn't want to come back, but I couldn't resist also. So I would walk all the way to the tournament hall, have a quick look at the games, and then I didn't really want to sit around waiting, so I would disappear again. Then a while later I would come back again, and I was walking around the town like this. And then there was this dramatic game, I believe, between Barev and Portish. So Portish, had he won, he would have tied with me, but he had the best tiebreak of the whole tournament. I had one of the worst, at least in the top group. But then everyone who had a better tiebreak than me drew and stayed half point below me. And this Barev-Portish game, I needed Barev to hang in there because he was a pawn down. But he found a fortress and he somehow hung in there. I would come look at the board and then think, hey, he's got a draw. Then a few minutes. Anyway, I'm dramatizing it, but that day is seared in my memory because I remember how many times I looped around. And then at the end of it, I realized that 5 boards had gone my way and I had qualified. So, and then I watched all my colleagues who had qualified much easier and I looked. But now finally I was in the same boat with them. So I was the 14th player. And I started the 3-day cycle as well.
Judith Polgar aus Budapest ist die jüngste und berühmteste der 3 Polgar-Schwestern. Welches ist ihr größter Wunsch?
For this tournament, I should play better.
Ich sollte an diesem Turnier besser spielen.
Thank you very much.
Bereits mit 15 errang sie die Großmeisternorm, die höchste Auszeichnung neben dem Weltmeistertitel, und brach damit den Weltrekord von Bobby Fischer. Ihr nächstes Ziel: Nummer 1 bei den Männern zu werden.
Judith massakriert natürlich die Männer, oft am Schachbrett.
Aber als genial würden Sie sie bezeichnen oder nicht?
Bei dem Vergleich mit bewegt sich in den oberen Etagen von der Schachkunst. Also sie gehört schon zu den vielleicht 50 besten Männern in der Welt. Aber fliegen über die Dächer, das muss sie noch lernen. Sie spielt natürlich sehr scharfe Schach. Was ihr fehlt, ist vielleicht noch Geduld und auch Endspieltechnik. Also sie ist besser, wenn die Damen auf dem Schachbrett sind. Also sagen wir so, die Dame kann sehr gut.
Wird Judith Polgar die nächste Herausforderin des Weltmeisters sein?
Ich würde das ihr sehr gönnen und das ist erst einmal in 100 Jahren, dass eine Frau.
Weltmeister Kasparov sagt über die Polgars: Sie sind wie dressierte Hunde. Vater Laszlo Polgar, ein Psychologe, hat ein Buch geschrieben, wie man ein Kind zum Genie erzieht. Tatsächlich haben die Eltern in penibler Aufbauarbeit aus Susa, Sofia und Judith die besten Schachspielerinnen aller Zeiten herangezüchtet. Judith steht einsam an der Weltspitze und wird vom allgegenwärtigen Vater knallhart vermarktet. Das Unternehmen Polgar verdient schätzungsweise 500.000 im Jahr. Am Turnierprämien, Fotos und Interviews. Von 10 vor 10 verlangten sie kühn für ein ausführliches Interview $20.000.